guys, welcome back to the Horror with your host with the most, Jenna Bell, as always. So I have tons and tons of stuff to do before I go into work today. I have about 3 videos that I'm going to be doing for you guys today before I go to work. I'm going to be doing a movie review now because I am actually currently waiting for my horror packs. Both of them should be coming today, which I will, if the mail person comes, if they haven't come already, because I know I was drying my hair and I heard my dog barking, so I'm thinking they might be here right now. But before I do those, I'm gonna go ahead and review Split. I was gonna do this last night after I got home. I even started recording, but I was so scatterbrained that I was like, forget it. Like, this is gonna be a god awful review. Wasn't really conveying exactly what I wanted to, so here we go. Sorry for the little. Let me turn this down. I'm sorry, you guys. I thought I did. So Split. Overall, all the like positive comments about this, all the hype about it, overall, pretty well worth it. At least from my aspect, I truly enjoyed this movie quite a bit. I did. Although I will admit, and I know I might get some heat for this, I felt like the bulk of this movie was done brilliantly, and then maybe like last quarter to a third of the movie, it kind of lost me a little bit, but I'll get to that. So, this is obviously from M. Night Shyamalan. Now, I have a very, I feel like I'm majority of the people where I'm like, ugh, M. Night Shyamalan, like, ugh. I really enjoyed The Sixth Sense, obviously. I like that one. But most of his movies, I mean, a lot of his movies aren't really that bad, but for me, it's just, I'm like most people, it's like, you see the twist coming, you know what the twist is. And there's nothing wrong with twist at the end of movies or anything. But I feel like with him, you can always tell what the twist is going to be, and that always kind of ruins it for me. But this movie, like I said, overall, really good, really, really satisfying. And I have to say, I know I'm going to mess up his name, but James McAvey, I think did a brilliant job in this movie. His role, I should say roles, I feel like were written and acted very well. Like each one of the personalities that he had in this, like he put so much into each personality and really made each personality very distinctive. And like you see it like, with the girls after he kidnaps them, like, here he comes, okay, new personality and stuff. He'd go leave the room and might hear a little something. He comes back, he's someone different. And you could tell too, what personality he would be wearing at that moment. But I feel like he really shines when he's talking to a psychiatrist and, she's asking him like, okay, who am I talking to? Okay, well, I want to talk, to this person. And like, he would switch and, even like the smallest things of like mannerisms or his posture, his, tone of his voice was really well done. Like almost in some ways, like, you're supposed to like, not like him, but some of his personalities are like, oh my God, like he's human. Like, there were moments where I was like, I like him, like he's likable, but I'm supposed to not like him, But yeah, done very, very well. And I have to say too, like the mental illness aspect, because I know Nightmare Maven, after she saw this movie way, way back when it first hit theaters, was talking about this. And I know I even kind of talked about like mental illness in horror movies. I have to say, like, I feel like they did do mental illness, like pretty correctly in here. I mean, obviously there's, a few things here and there where you're like, really, like that's not mental illness, but you know what? It's a movie, but overall it's like done very well. Like the one girl, like kind of like the different girl who was one of the girls that was kidnapped, like she kind of got it right away where, she realized like with, like very quickly that this guy's not quite right. Maybe he's got some, multiple personalities and stuff. Not quite yet really realizing that he has multiple personality disorder, but like he would come into the room and like she started to realize like, okay, I have to talk to, however he's acting, I have to talk to him in a certain way. I have to make sure I'm saying the right thing, not to like upset him or throw him off, or maybe like, you know, you know, whatnot or whatever. And, I think that, is very true. Like anyone who's has had experience with dealing with someone with, multiple personality, or like myself who had a very close relative have schizophrenia, you have to realize you have to say like, you have to make sure that basically you have to be careful with your words and stuff and how you sound and your tone of voice, and like make sure you say the right thing, not to like trigger anything. So that aspect, I think he got down pretty right, both the actors and M. Night Shyamalan. So, like this is a perfect example, like when I was talking about mental illness in movies in general. Like if it's done right, it's pretty golden, and this is a pretty accurate depiction of that. I feel, like I said, not 100%, but you know what? It's a movie. I got a pretty good head on my shoulders overall, so it's like, you know what? It's entertainment. Um, but yeah, just very, you know, and like I said, I like as much as I'm like, oh, like, you're not supposed to like him because he's doing these like horrible things, and you can see that he's developing into like an even darker person, and like there's a couple of personalities that are trying to fight to kind of like break free, and so like kind of get all the light, so to speak. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now the thing though, thing that I don't like, in spoilers, you guys. Um, the thing, and I get kind of why they did this. The thing that I really didn't like towards the end is like, I know one of the personalities was telling his therapist that, oh, it was kind of like, I guess he was kind of like telling stories about this like creature, or like, oh, this beast that can crawl up walls and stuff. And so I'm thinking like, please, no, just let it be one of those things that they were kind of writing in and they're just kind of forget about. No, he eventually like turned like manifest into almost like a creature. Like he doesn't like, thankfully they didn't like actually turn him into like a fly or anything, but they did have him like, literally climb one of the walls and everything. And that was explained because it was discovered that like, he had the ability to like, or I shouldn't say the ability, but he would kind of like, a lot of his personalities would kind of develop because of like interactions that he had with others who kind of like take on their personality a little bit. And he was actually like living in an unused space at the zoo. So, obviously since he was, I'm assuming, living there for a while, he started to like, kind of manifest an animal personality. So therefore he then was able to like climb a wall. That's where it started to get a little like, really, but whatever. I wish it didn't really stay with like the whole like supernatural thing. I wish that would have been kind of done away, because there's even a point when he was talking to the psychiatrist, and I think she had said something like, oh, like, all the personalities have met, you've all met each other. You said that you guys are kind of like sitting in a room, in a circle in chairs and stuff, and you talk and you interact. Like that, I wish they would have done more of, because I would have actually liked to have seen it more of that. I mean, not necessarily like be in his head and seeing like all the personalities, although maybe that would have been kind of cool. But you know what I'm saying? Like keep it more realistic, more based in reality, I guess. But whatever, I mean, it didn't, as much as I don't like it, it didn't completely ruin the movie for me. And also too, something that was really interesting was when the one girl um, was trying to like escape, and she had gotten a shotgun and had the bullets and stuff, and he was like kind of in that like that animal. He was almost like transforming and stuff, and she was trying to shoot at him and stuff, and she finally got him. Like, and here's the interesting thing, because she got him like kind of like in the kidney area, and he kind of goes down and like is and so you can see like that part of like that personality was dying, and then the interesting thing about that though, and the first thing that I kind of thought of because of also the sort of like tie-in with Unbreakable, I kind of thought about this like after the fact. I was like, ooh, like Bruce Willis was in Unbreakable. Bruce Willis was also in The Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis also got shots um, on the opposite side, on the opposite kidney in The Sixth Sense, and ended up dying. So I don't know how many other people thought of that, or even if it's like a connection, but that's definitely what I kind of thought of. So interesting to see. And then like, so, she shoots him, and then, he kind of gets up or whatever, changes into another personality, and, he's kind of talking and everything. And then out of nowhere, you start to see, like, he notices, like, scars, like, on her arms, on her stomach and stuff, on her chest. And this part, I'm very, like, it's cool they did this, but I thought it was way too sappy the way they did it. So he's, like, sitting there, he's, like, kind of crying. He's like, "You're broken, too. Us broken ones, we're the ones who like advance or something, or we're the ones who grow and everything." It was just so like that part I felt like was just I wish it was done better. It was way too sappy. It was way too like and that was another thing that was just like really like I get that we needed that point. We need a reason why she survives. It's a good reason, or like it's um, a good reason that she did, because he notices that she's also kind of broken herself a little bit, so she kind of understands. But like I said, I felt like it was way too sappy, that scene, and I'm like, ugh. So he walks away, and then she kind of she escapes. She gets discovered, and like cops are called and all that. So I mean, yeah, those were kind of like the like things that I just was like, and then of course they're showing the news footage and everything, and it pans to a little cafe or whatever. These two women are watching the news, like, oh, he's probably gonna have a cute like one of those weird names, like that guy in the wheelchair from years ago. Like, what was his name? And then of course we have the Unbreakable tie-in with Bruce Willis sitting there. Oh yeah, Mr. Glass. And so, I mean, to me, I think that was pretty cool. That was really awesome. But at the same time, with what I had just seen, like the last like 15 minutes of this movie, I was like, oh, is this so that way in case if your movie really sucks at the end, you need a little something to save it? But yeah, I mean, that though, honestly, like I said, I think that was pretty cool. I think I'm just a little salty on that scene because I was like, trying to save your ending of your movie. So, but yeah, but overall, honestly, like I said, even with my couple of gripes, Split was definitely worth the hype and everything for the most part. I think like with any movie, there's gonna be little things that people don't like, no worries, but overall, very, very good movie. So definitely check it out. Check it out. But till next time, which will probably be in just a little bit, you guys, you stay creepy, classy, and as always, a little bit sassy.